Hello everyone, I am Zhimomi, your host, and welcome to another episode of Investment and Business Development Talk Series. In collaboration with IDAN, NATFI, Government of Nagaland, and Entrepreneur School of Business. Sports in Nagaland, exploring journeys, challenges, athlete routines, and the business behind the game. Today, we shine a spotlight of Nagaland's thriving yet under-celebrated sports culture, from the inspiring personal stories of athletes to the innovation and strategy behind growing sports institutions. We're exploring it all, the grind, the growth, and the game-changing moves shaping the future of sports in our region. Now, before we begin, we do want to acknowledge that due to unforeseen circumstances, Mr. Laiwang Boham will not be able to join us today. His contributions to Nagaland football remain significant, and his journey continues to inspire. That said, we are thrilled to have such an exceptional panelist today, Mr. Kivi Zhimomi, the first player from Nagaland to break into the Indian Super League, also the founder of School of Football Nagaland, a pioneer whose football journey continues to motivate thousands. Mr. Yongsen Jamir, a sports entrepreneur, administrator, and founder of Dimapur Sporting Club. VP of Chumigidima District Football Association, dedicated to grassroots development and building sports infrastructure. Lastly, but not the least, we have our Mr. Chenonlo Woch, the Joint Secretary of the Nagaland Football Association, a poet, a government servant, someone who is actively involved in the community development initiatives, co-founder of Vanguard FC, and one of the visionaries shaping football's future in the state. Let's get into the heart of this powerful conversation. So, to begin with, I want to start with Sir Kivi here. So, sir, you grew up in Dimapur and began training at the State Sports Academy in 2010. What first inspired you to pursue football, and who were your role models or influences during those early years?
See, before joining this one State Sports Academy, so like Mula Baba,
Yes.
and then like uncle side pa, amala side pa, so football khela sports la side pa. So itu baru भी खून baru भी थी चीज़ इंगा था ये तो बच्चा तम baru भी football बा professional crew ना. So luckily through under coach model था इसे. तो ताते 2010 डे join course नहीं की. ताते वो मुला professional. I start from there. Back in 2010. Yeah.
It's amazing how your family played such a role for you to choose football as a career. Shout out to your family, I should say. So, sir, another question. So, Nagaland basically lacked even basic football infrastructure. For example, no artificial turf and a defunct local league back in your early years. So, how did you find ways to train and stay motivated, despite those challenges?
See, itu rookie lagi le to like mula HP power ini thago pare, no? Itela generation to koile to bishi easy as football खेल like back in 2019 le to iku thaga nahi American. Luckily, Nagaland Premier League आइशे 2011-12 te, and then एक तो हो पाइशे American. But then अमिला dream जो तारी बा खत्म हो नहीं, and then like चलो professional तो करो हुई ना. Like I suffer a lot in my journey, but at the end, paise achievement.
Well, that's such a wonderful, inspiration as well, not just for your community, but as a whole in Nagaland as well. So we're getting back to having a deep conversation, but for now, I want to move on with our sir here. So, sir, you have worn many hats: a poet, a youth leader, a government servant. So can you take us back to your early days? What inspired your journey?
Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this talk show, and I'm honored to be sharing the seat with my friends Kivi and Yongsen. And well, looking back at how I started my journey, I mean, life just, mad things happen. So I poetry was the last thing on my mind, but poetry happened. Football, I'm not a footballer, but I'm managing football now, and fortunately in the Nagaland Football Association as a joint secretary, and and I'm a government servant, first of all. So, well, I think life just brought what it brought to me. So, back then I haven't thought of any of this, but it just happened, and I'm happy to take every opportunity that is coming my way. So, yeah, thank you.
So yes, so as you have mentioned, you've never played football. You're not a sports person, but somewhere you got into it, and now you're the joint secretary as well of the Nagaland Football Association. So I have a question to your sporting club that you have. So what led you to found Vanguard FC? Was there a moment you knew football could be more than just a game for young people?
Okay. Well, Vanguard FC, it's a venue. Three of us, my friends, Benno, Shatilo, and me, we co-founded it in 2014. And the reason we founded it was, because we saw many potential footballers in Rengma area. Many of his friends were there. But only those few people who actually stood out from the rest got the opportunity to perform at the highest level. And the rest of them who had potential never got the platform. So we thought maybe we'll start a football club to give an opportunity to these other youngsters to play alongside these icons of Rengma football. And then it began that way, and then thereafter it grew on its own. Like we started as just a Rengma football club based in Seminyo, but we went on to have the best players in Nagaland representing us. And it was a learning process altogether. So, and when we began, we just began with a sole purpose to give them a platform. But along the way, we pick up many things. We wanted to be more professional. We wanted to give more opportunities. We wanted to focus on grassroots. So it took its own journey, and we are happy it took its journey. And now we have completed 10 years as a club. And that was the actual beginning of my football journey in the proper sense of the term. And well, I'm happy to be given the opportunity in the Nagaland Football Association through that unexpected beginning. Yeah.
Well, cheers to 10 years of your dedication,
Thank
of
you.
nurturing young footballs and opening the career opportunity for them as well. So now I would like to move to Yongsen. So to begin with, you are the founder of the Dimapur SC Soccer School Academy. So how does Dimapur SC Soccer School Academy identify young talents in Nagaland? What are the current challenges in providing comprehensive training and development programs at the grassroots level?
First of all, thank you, the Ed Center,
Thank you so
and
much.
Aidan, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes,
for in this program, and with my fellow panelists here. Coming to your question, it's open for every age, so we don't have any trials or anything, because kids, we can't make it a trial based, because the football scenario right now is still very, it's a toddler's age. So if you compare to Nagaland and other states like Manipur or Mizoram, they are way beyond our level. And right now, football is just starting. We have few academies right now, even Vanguard FC, they have their academy. I think it's the Kelo India Center, if I'm not mistaken. And Kivi Zhimomi has his school of football. So the thing is, the challenges, like you said, I think it comes to parents,
Yes.
there are a lot of restrictions because they don't see much scope. But now the football scenario, or just say basically sports scenario, has changed, and there's a lot of opportunities now. I think I think a lot of kids are taking interest now.
Yes.
I think Kivi, I think you must be having around 50 to 100 students, 100 students. Even around 40, 50. So initially when we started, the response was not as what we expected, but we started with 11 students, and I think we were probably one of the first ones. And that time, I think the football scenario, okay, forget about the academy part, but the senior team, tournaments are happening, but academy was something new. So just to start, to begin, we were hesitating. We were thinking, do you think it will work or will it not work? But initially when we started, we found a lot of good response. We started 11,
It became 20 after a month, and 50, 70, and we hit the 100 mark. So definitely, like I said, infrastructure is an issue. Parents, when it comes to parents, there's a lot of restrictions. And there's many other things as well. And we don't have a proper calendar or system, grassroots program. So, but these are things which can be sorted, but definitely it'll take time. So let's see, hopefully, like the people around here, our fellow panelists, we can all work together with the association and also,
Yeah, I think effective collaboration comes in hand here. And like say, I appreciate your consistency, I would say, because it's not an easy start for any one of us. And like Sir Kivi has also mentioned his struggles, and also with our sir here, we have to start somewhere. And then only we get into it. So applause to that, to all of you. So coming back to the parents and also the infrastructures, the lack of infrastructures. So now I want to talk about bridging the gap. So bridging the gap, what are the most significant gaps between grassroots football development in Nagaland and the standards required for a professional leagues?
Okay, that it was related more to the first one, but just put on more to that. I think we don't have the system in the schools, the sports system. So I'll just give my own experience. I studied in a boarding school. So I studied in Nainital and Calcutta. So we had a proper sports system. So I played sports which I never expected I'll play, like hockey, rugby, gymnastics, squash, and what else, boxing. And it was really nice to just be part of the sports and learn. I mean, football was already there, cricket. But these are something new which we don't have back down in Nagaland or in the Northeast. So I think it depends on the education system as well. So you cannot just blame all to the government, because you need to have the private sectors, you need the community involved. So it's an all-round aspect. So I'll just give a point, the pipeline. We need the government support, we need private sectors, we need parents to be involved. They have to support. And the fourth one is infrastructure. And last is monetary. So monetary is important in anything. I'm not saying you need a big amount, but a certain amount can be invested. It doesn't mean that you have to do it on the go, but maybe slow process, yearly base, definitely can work. So like I said, if there's a proper sports policy in the school structure, then probably things might be different. So I think we have to work on the sports policy. That'll depend on the government and also the important organizations and associations involved here. So like the Nagaland Olympics, the Football Association, and other sports associations. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So Sir Kivi, we're definitely coming back to your School of Football Academy. But like as we're already talking about the bridging the gap, so I would want to ask you, how are you supplementing that as an academy? Like what's the academic contribution to, working to bridging these gaps?
Like as I said, running a school academy in Nagaland, it's not easy.
Of course.
Easy no day. So mostly like any overall, all of ball thaka, talent thaka, bacha like family background bhi bishi kiba thake, stable na thake na. So ini koi Nagaland football de, tai jun bhi try gradually moila side de, moila babna de football ta manage krole to especially all of easy no hoy. Koi china background bhi all of thik na thake, like ite moila hostel academy de bacha tha kan kumba parents nai. Or kunba grandmother, uncle, auntie khalo thaka bishay ase. Like ami parata kuri ase na. So recently it NSL de how do ami khan bhi ekta hop paise. Like through academy run kura khan. So bacha khan de ekta hop paise academy de, like a khelle to bahar khelo na pade at least like NSL tak to jao, NSL khelibo na. And then they have good payment also NSL de. Recently mola bhai khan bhi kunba ase. And then Postal Chukra dan Arjuninga Thaise long throat na, and I was there in this one long throat, technical director Thaise maybe. So ide ek to paase to purana la football to chori nahi the notun la dena. It all focus score lage or especially academy khan tha khan. Like as I said, I have a few contact in Bangalore, Calcutta, Kerala khan bhi aise. Like to bacha khan mostly like under 13 or under 15. Under 17 kan jai na se kun bado recently bhi tan championship bhi judi na se through under karna ta kana to ite bhi upcoming plan bhi kuri ase at the same time.
Congratulations on that as well. I think Sir Kivi has also been one of the most influential and someone who's really inspiring the young players to come out. So kudos to that. So now that we've talked about NSL, the hope, I want to get back to Sir Chenonlo as the representative, of the Nagaland Football Association, the parent body of the football. So how was the transition, that been like from the grassroots founder then to, organizing such, high-class league?
So, well, like I said earlier, it was nothing was planned, but it just happened on its own. But the shift from being a bystander or someone sitting on the stands and criticizing the association, the way things are being run, to going in there and really feeling, oh, this is the situation. So the transition has been, well, so to say, not drastic, because we understand that we are in a developing stage, Nagaland football. So we expected criticisms, we expected difficulties, we expected, hardships for Nagaland football. But I believe I'm very fortunate to be joining the NFA when things are, blooming. Blooming.
Just starting.
So, yeah, the transition has been very good. It has been a smooth transition because of how people have, begun to invest in football, or how people have begun to involve more, or the culture has changed, the football culture has changed. So yeah, I think.
So would you like to contribute or supplement his work?
Actually, we were mostly involved in the ground level. So I was not more into so we were on the district level, so I cannot contradict more on that. So yeah, so we were just in the ground level, taking care of the Chumugdima district section. So yeah.
I think, like say, Sir Kivi has also said, hope ektai jeshi cha Nagaland football karne. And then I'm also personally, I'm really excited for the second season now. The talks has already started, so really rooting for how this football is going to evolve here in Nagaland. So thank you so much for that. So sir, I have another question. So you have been a strong voice for sustainability, child safeguarding in sports. I think it's the AFC grassroots initiatives. So what inspired you, to take up those initiatives, and then how it all began?
Well, the AFC Grassroots Day, it is a global celebration of grassroots football. When it is not me, but the AFC had, asked all its federating units to celebrate it, to promote, sustainable development. And the theme was based on football for the goals this time. So, well, in our little effort, in our little way, the NFA also, along with it, 3-4 district football association, football academies, and footballers and football lovers, we participated, and we took two pledges. So one was say no to single-use plastic, and the second one was my football ground, my responsibility. So through that, we wanted the children, especially the younger ones involved in who are training at the grassroots, to be ambassadors of sustainable goals, and to own the game, to own the field where they play. And well, in that thing also, in that celebration also, we spoke to them, encouraged them, and maybe emboldened them to stop people from dirtying our football field. So stop people from using single-use plastic. Be ambassadors with it. Yeah, that was it. So it was a collective effort of a global collective effort where we're also a part of it. Yeah.
That's amazing. So I think when you say that, I'm recalling the beauty with a purpose. When it comes to pageantry, right, we talk about beauty with a purpose. So I think football also, football with a purpose. So that's amazing.
Can I just add one thing?
Yeah, sure, please.
Because people might not know what is AFC. So AFC is Asian Football Federation or Asian Football Confederation. So that's the governing body of the Asian countries. So this is an annual grassroots program. So even the state, oh, sorry, not state, the Indian Association has their grassroots program. So it's the FIFA, the Asian governing body, then the Indian governing body. So just to
Yeah. Well,
People-
thank you so much for that knowledge. I am sure the audience watching also
Yeah.
might not even have an idea what AFC is now.
yes,
So
just to clarify,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
people
Put things
might,
into
yeah,
perspective.
exactly.
Thank you. So now coming back to you, Sir Yongsen, that you are in the management team and you're running a football academy. So I have a question. So how do you make sure that both experienced players? Wait, first of all, do you have experienced players like in your football academy or
So see, in an academy, usually you keep
the beginners?
kids.
Yeah, the kids.
So they'll be starting from 4 to 16 or 4 to 19. So experienced players are mostly around 24, 25. So there's a misconception. Like
Yes.
people don't understand what's an academy and what's a club.
Right.
So actually, a club is a senior team. Academy is the academy for grouping the young kids. It's a different entity.
Yes.
Just to clarify that point. So
Thank you.
so senior players are not in the academy.
Okay.
So they'll be in the club. So kids are mostly in the academy. So yeah.
all right.
So sorry, but just wanted
Yeah.
to
So, Sir Kivi, as someone who is running an academy, also who has been in the management team, also the recent NSL club, you handling Long Tarok. So, how do you make sure that both the experienced players and the new talents get fair support and opportunities?
First to NSL ला देखो ना तो like NSL दे एक बार मन पॉपुलर डेट पाने एक बार गाड़ी दो ना तो and then अमी खान ला मन प्लान तो like youngster खान के opportunity बोले ना mostly like academy player खान and then academy मुझे कोई ना तान भी एक ता hope पाई शी ना for this NSL so बाहर player भी आने बोले try करूँ अमी खान like experienced player खान through my friend ना कुंबा ISL खेला खान कुंबा India team ते खेला खान भी था इसे but then इतला पार्टी तो लोग NOC करनी लोग दिक्कत है इसे क्या ना अमी खान ला लीग तो जनवरी था इसे तो properly IFL ला तो Indian Football Association ला अंडर दे आहिले तो summer ला जून जुलाई इंगा दे थे नहीं तो सब इतो transfer ला तो मन लोग on time हुई तो कुंबा तो तो transfer जा तो 2 बार जाले तो 3 बार इंगा तो ना पड़े तो बिशी प्लेयर तो सीनियर प्लेयर खान आने वो पर एक्सपीरियंस खान तो लेकिन लाइक अमी खान लगा प्लेयर खान भी सीनियर प्लेयर बाहर देखे लिया खान भी था इसे सो एक बार करनी तो यंगस्टर खान भी एडजस्ट कर ले लो दिक्कत था इसे लाइक मन कंपेयरिंग टू अदर स्टेट और अदर लीग फर्स्ट टाइम ऐसे अमी खान तो ऑब्वियसली बेसिक ते तो मार खाए अमी खान ना बेसिक वाला कैचअप कर लो ना पड़ जाए मतलब एक बार कोई ना दिस टाइम तो लाइक मेंटल तो बिशी बाल था इसे तो मेरा चुरा खान ना स्पेशल लॉन्ग थ्रो क्लब प्लेयर खान तान भी की मन बाकी ही गाइसे थ्रू मला कोच तो चांगसंग भी था इसे ना मुझे मिला ना और एन आते गोलकीपर कोच था इसे सो पर तक प्लेयर खान के तो फिजिकल भी दिखले मेन तो नागा प्लेयर खान के मेंटल ना खान के मेंटल वाला ओवरकम करो ले ला खान इथान करिए ना कुरिया तो एक्सपीरियंस तो बाल था इसे तो आई होप लाइक NSL के बैक पर रिक्वेस्ट करो मने से तदेवा दिस कमिंग सेकंड सीजन तो लोग डेट भी दिवी अमी खान के तो मन एक तो दिवी सो दैट अमी खान भी प्लेयर बाल आनी को और NSL तो पहला बार भी लोग आगे दे ले जाओ ले करूँगा अमी खान भी ना तो एक तो प्रॉपर डेट पावो लगे प्रॉपर मान पावो लगे अमी खान ऐसा ते तो अमी खान प्लेयर मतलब भी टीम खान मतलब क्लब प्लेयर्स खान के मैनेज करो पड़ा ला वो लास्ट टाइम ला तो लोग साधन था इसे एकदम रश था इसे तो मिक्स अप करने खेले से लेकिन लकीली लाइक बाय द ग्रेस ऑफ गॉड वन फाइनल तक आइसे तो सेकंड करनी तो इते तो साइन करो ले मन प्लेयर्स खान मतलब डेट ना पाई ना सो इतो रुकिया सी थे
And to add to that, the NSL was structured in such a way that a team has to mandatorily have 2 under 20 players in the starting in the playing 11. So that also prompted the teams to give opportunity to the youngsters. And I think the result of that has been wonderful because the recent Swami Vivekananda under 20 trophy, Nagaland did not lose a game in normal playing time, but they lost we lost only in the penalties against Sai. So, yeah, the results have been immediate. Yeah. I just wanted to add that.
कोई सी ना इतो तेला देखता तो पिकते कोई रिवो मन टाइम दे तो वी आर लाइक एकेडमी दे था हम दे अंडर 14 अंडर 17 सपोर्ट थे इसे तो और लाइक अंडर 19 नहीं अंडर 20 लाइक कुल लीग नहीं तो लेकिन कोई सी ना इते फुटबॉल नागा खान स्पेशली यंगस्टर खान इते अपॉर्चुनिटी बिशी पास है ना तो रिसेंटली NSL खेली से होप पा रहे हैं और अंडर 20 भी जाइए तो और मेनी मोर और अपकमिंग है वो तो So like prepare কৰি থাকিবি ready থাকিবি আৰু NSL বি কোৱাছ না আগে দে কথা কৰি আছে NSL বি ফাট আহিব নিচিনা আছে তো ডেট ৰখি আছে আমি খান
For that, we have to, like, I think, have a close contact with our sir here.
তাই মোক ডেট কৈছিল মই নকওঁ ৰে
Piche de koi di, mangi bhi. NSL Lade will definitely get back to that, okay? Because I think that is going to be one of the most highlighted discussion here. But before we dive into that, I want to talk about the innovation, the sponsorships, and the business of sports here. So I have a question for Sir Yongsen as well. As the chairman and as the founder of Dimapur Sporting Club, what are the innovative approaches that you're exploring to manage and promote sports in Nagaland?
So coming to that, it's a very difficult situation when it comes to sponsors. So to get actual proper sponsors, I mean, if you want to approach local sponsors, it's not that difficult because it's a mutual understanding. But if you want to go for corporate sponsors, then you need to have proper documents, you need to have a bank account, you need to have registration in the society, then you need to have an office. So there are a lot of formalities. And also, these things, you'll have to project a good blueprint or DPR. Then only then you'll get a corporate sponsors. And there are a lot of sponsors, but there's just that people are not aware of how to proceed or approach them. I think Aidan is involved here, so CSR funding is a corporate social responsibility. So there are a lot of means to get sponsors and schemes and all of that. It's just that we'll have to know how to go and where to go and how to bring those certain funds. And it's not easy, but there's a possibility. Like, I'll just give you an example. Red Bull. Red Bull is one of our partners. So they do a lot of football projects. Not just football, but anything to do with sports. So basically, they are doing CSR fundings. So they are involved in cricket, football, I think basketball as well. So these are small things they want to promote. So like I said, there are always means and ways to approach them. It's just that the process of paperwork and other documents has to be done in a proper manner. So yeah.
So, sir, would you like to supplement in what our Sir Yongsen has also said? How do you pitch football as a viable investment?
All right. Yes, like Yongsen shared, it's very difficult to procure, to get sponsors. But I think, we are very new to sponsorship and all that, but I think we can approach it in another term, like seeing football as a human resource development, investment in human resource development. So if we pitch it that way, I think they will be willing to spend in football. Because we can, with the football scene in Nagaland, we cannot say that we will give you promotion through our jerseys. It wouldn't be as impactful as elsewhere. But I think if we can convince them to invest in our future, in the future of Nagaland football, then I think that is one pitch we can put in forward for football. Yeah. And also we are just focused on footballers. But the ecosystem of football has a lot of potential. So say, take for instance, running a club can become a profitable, venture in the years to come. But we have to be patient. We have to be patient, and by we will reach that stage. And even academies and the businesses that run around a football tournament or any football event. So the media, the broadcasting. So those are areas we have to capture. So that way, I think football can indeed be a good investment. But we have to be patient. In the process.
I think that is something our Nagas as a whole, we lack patience. We need an instant result every time we do something. So that you've already mentioned about how to pitch in, football as a viable investment. I want to come back to the NSL. You know, like, because I am sure NSL also, like, starting with the league, you had to run through the funding, the infrastructure, the lack of sponsors. So how did the organization, you know, navigated those issues in reality, and how did it all come to reality for all of you?
So basically, the NSL, or rather, Football League for Nagaland was a dream and was a idea that has been lingering on and on. But I think the leadership of our past NFA tenure and the willingness of the government to support the initiative was the turning point towards bringing NSL. And definitely there were a lot of challenges because, first of all, like we've all been discussing, money. The finances were a big issue because the NSL was a multi-core investment. So to bring in that much money and to our sponsors, it was a difficult task. But I should give credit to our the present state government led by our Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Nifurio and the Youth Resources Department and the other departments like the government establishments like IDAN and its the leaders at the helm of affairs in the Nagaland. So they were willing to invest in football. They were willing to put the public money into football. So that that has allowed things to happen. And well, like he shared earlier, getting sponsorship is difficult. So it's not just difficult for the clubs and academies, but it is difficult for the association as well as the government also to get sponsors. But I think IDAN came in there and made a big difference. And well, the challenges, again, if you look at the challenges, starting something as big as NSL was not an easy task. So the challenges were there for sure because nothing of such proportions has happened in Nagaland. As sporting even of such proportions and has never happened in Nagaland, and the technicalities involved. So our friend was also involved in the club, so they know how difficult it was to catch up with the technicalities like the CRS, CMS, and player transfers. So and we even saw situations where some of the officials cannot be on the sidelines because they were not officially registered yet. So things like that. So it was I would say it was a learning experience for us. So it was difficult for all of us, but I think it has been a wonderful learning experience. Yeah.
So, sir, as I've already mentioned about you running a club, and then I am sure your club has also run through such issues as well. So I have a question. Where the local business or, the entrepreneurs, were they willing to even sponsor or, like support football?
So, like, long talk, this American owner, no?
Yes.
Like, Sir Mitsubishi, and then Tumjin Moa. Like, done by man ball turn up to the so, and then, like, man, Matha Damor Tayena, American get back up the American, man confidence, like, Tan Jinabra American gain involvement in American gay, courage, the American get support little, American be clean, American be football there, Cholo Guru winner, like sponsorship to stop Tanbok Ridishi, and then thankfully, like, upcoming there one plan Bishikurazi, like through NSL or Nagaland Football Garni. So, Tangate Bishi thanks the true sponsorship Garni, no? American long talk sponsor over there. And then Aro Kuri Tagule Sitanda. So, like,
So I understood, also appreciate the Jamirs, I would say. But I want to get back to that question. You haven't really answered to it. So the local entrepreneurs, do they really support like the football when it comes to like sponsoring or investing?
Like, Moido technical data, like mostly in the field, no? So, Amila Tan Satigan Kumba, that member can ase. So, Tan Barbi, Janet Hago, so like sponsorship. I had a shit. Let me exactly to us, it was let me help me and taxi. American,
Mostly philanthropic.
Yeah, philanthropy.
Yeah, rather than for promotion.
That local sponsor, it depends how you pitch it.
Yeah.
So the pitching matters. What are they getting?
Right.
Are they, because it's only promotion, and then promotion, what are they getting? So it depends on how it's pitched. So it depends.
It all comes down to the pitching now.
Yeah, exactly.
The project. So Kivi and also the other panelists also, before we like say it again, before we dive into the NSL section, I have a personal question for you. Now that you're running an academy as well, you launched the School of Football Nagaland, in Dimapur, with free coaching, for youths. So how are you integrating modern coaching techniques or sports science into this program to develop such young talents?
Yeah, coincidence itu. আমি kan bi try kuri. Aro recently NSL bi আমি kan itu video la na, video analysis bi kuri আমি kan. And then equipment to like mola lot of experience to go back in this one 2018 India under 23 camp adam de like equipment kan saman kan na ami kan na dikhala saman bi isi dekhi to like ami kan bi try go monole bi man to effort go na pare so coincidence ami kan itia ami kan hatte ki ase tate bor try gore pare tak bachan ge khali physical eglo na mentally na tan ge ekdom active rakhibo lage aro coincidence naga player are very talented okay. But then mentally go to bishi low ase like bishi manu to phat give up kurole mentality thake na sacrifice kurole la ekta moment te kurole la bi na kuri jai dhan yes to like it just kurole to digra thake yeah so confusion
I'll just add to it.
Yeah.
The talent is same if you compare with Mizoram, Manipur,
Yes.
or anywhere in Northeast. It's just that we give up very easily.
Yes.
Our boys from Nagaland. Because I'll just share some stories from Manipur and all. They have no other option. It's either break or make.
Yes.
So some footballers have mentioned
Right.
that they have academies in Manipur. Some friends. So they were saying like these kids come from very far. Like they come with cycles. They don't have their cars or so. They come with They came cycling like 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers just to practice. They'll be practicing in the morning. They'll be practicing evening, afternoon, like 2 sessions. So for them, there's no other option. They don't have someone to back them. Their uncles, aunties. But here we take that leverage. We have someone.
Yeah.
We have some uncle. Somehow we'll get somewhere. We get a job or somewhere in the other. So we take that advantage. So that is the problem we have, I feel. So maybe, like I said, talent is equal everywhere. It's just that people don't. Mindset is the problem. I'll just give you an example. Why Arunachal is not known for football. But there's a player called Nimku or something. I think he was in Rajasthan United. This kid like exploded. He's now playing for Mumbai FC and Intercash.
Oh,
So this, because of his explosion, I mean, from the academy, now Arunachal football is growing.
Yeah.
Everyone's taking up. Now he's become the star, the academy star that just broke out. So we need one player in the academy level to break out.
Yes.
If we have that in the academy level, in the junior level, grassroots, I feel the football scenario will change because that player could be the someone to look up to. Like if he can do it, why not others can do it? So yeah.
So as we are talking about the mindset, right? So do you think the parents are playing a role here because of our traditional custom education system, or is it because of us being very dependent? Like Sir has also mentioned, depending on our elders, we take that advantage. So what do you have to say about it?
Well, I think we didn't have a football culture. So technically, our nature was, in such a way where we don't explore the unconventional professions. And the amount of nurture has not reached that point yet where we have the football culture. So it was difficult to break out from that. But lately, we have noticed parents themselves encouraging their kids. They take their kids to the academies instead of the kids asking. So there is a drastic change of mindset. So, I think it's just the times that have to change, and eventually we blend with the times. So I think that process is happening now. So we are seeing a shift towards the opening of our minds or our avenues towards the uncommon professions. Yeah.
I'll just add to that. If you compare to the Western countries or America, Europe, they have a sports culture from the school level till the college level. Especially if you see the basketball or the American football, they have scholarship programs. So I feel like the education system matters. So I think little changes should be there. Because I think the best time for a kid to learn is when they're in the school, like 6 years, 4 years. So because when you train a kid who's 17, 18, is too old, what will he learn? Because he's already made a habit. So it's best, I think the system in the school level, or maybe the government, or they should come up with a policy, sports policy in schools. That's compulsory to have like certain, like not just football, I'm just saying in general, like sports complex. So if they have a sports complex, okay, they might have a ground. So not every school has to have all the sports complex, but maybe focus on like 2, 3 sports. Then which schools have that, they can go there. Some can go in the other schools and have a sports policy. Maybe that could change, because you can only depend on just government to do it, or even private sector. It is a, like I said before, in the starting, it's a pipeline of 5, 6 linkage. So you have to work all together. So like I said, I think I just repeat it again. Schools, institutes like schools and colleges, government sectors, parents have to be involved. They have to support. Monetary is very important, no doubt. Then infrastructure is important, and we need to have high-level coaches. Like coaches are important, because and groom local coaches. You can always bring coaches from outside.
Yes.
Because these people will stay 1, 2 years and they'll just go. What will the kids learn again? They'll forget. Because philosophy is different. Coaches, one coach has different philosophy, the other coach has different philosophy. So it varies. So I think we should have a lot of what do you call it? Coach educating programs.
So
Coach education. Education programs, like just not in coaching, referees, everything. And one more thing. Sports, you need sports management people. You need people in the science, sports science. You need conditioning. You need people studying all these technical lines. So these are very important. I think Manipur Infal has the sports college there. So I'm not aware if anyone has studied sports management in Nagaland. So we need these people and sports management companies to take over, because it's very important. So they are the technical people who can actually take us to the next level.
Yes, you're very right. I do agree with it. I think, like I said, it's not something to be dependent only on the government, but then I think if it has to come from the education system, the government, and with the effective collaboration with the NFA, and also, with the institutions, the the academies, I think that can be a change, here for our football scene here in Nagaland too. So now that we have discussed so many about the academies, the struggles, the monetization, the most highlighted topic, that's the NSL, the Nagaland Super League, that just begun. That was such a major highlight. So I would like our sir to kindly, highlight what really sparked the idea of bringing that NSL here in Nagaland, and what was the turning point. Did you have any turning point that made the members also think that NSL is possible here in our state?
So basically, I think we have touched upon this briefly, but the idea or the dream to have a Nagaland football league, state league, has been present there. Like I said, it has been lingering on and on. And after the failure of the last Nagaland Premier League, So yes, but we do give credit to the ones who initiated the Nagaland Premier League also, because that was the start. And through that we have learned. And like I shared earlier, the investments were the biggest issue and the biggest stumbling block. But I think our members, our predecessors, our leaders took a very bold step. They went ahead and they pitched to the government that we are willing to bring in this much if the government can help us. The government was more than happy to see that the NFA is willing to bring in this much. And so the government is happy to bring in this much to work together. And again, the much credit goes to the governing body of Nagaland Super League, because a governing body under the Nagaland Football Association was formed, which took care of the NSL business under the umbrella of the NFA. So they have, anchored, and they have steered the wheels for Nagaland Super League. So we cannot say there is this one instance that sparked the NSL being born. But I think the Nagaland Super League is also inspired by the Indian Super League because, for a state like Nagaland where the state league has been missing for a very long time, we needed something, a spark.
Yes.
We needed something very attractive to,
To
begin
revive
it.
it.
Yeah, to
Yes,
revive
yes.
it. So this kind of corporate investment was required because to expect clubs to just come and invest, it was difficult. So we wanted that franchisee system.
Yes.
So that has really helped. And of course, we hope that we will integrate through it and we will grow through it. So I think that is about it because there is no specific even or idea or whatever, but it was always there. But we needed something to let it happen. And coming back again, the support of the state government and the pro-youth and pro-sports stand of our Honorable Chief Minister has been instrumental to making this a possibility here.
I think NSL has the parent body, the government body has done such an exceptional job in reviving the football spirit here in Nagaland. And to supplement that, this year NFA received a very special award from AIFF for launching new projects. So could you walk us through what that moment meant for the association and the people behind?
So, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it is the first national level recognition of Nagaland football.
Yeah.
And it came at a time when we least expected it. So, I think many of us think that NSL has won that award. But the award was for new initiatives and projects initiated by the Nagaland Football Association and Nagaland Football in 2024-25 season. So it's a accumulation of all the achievements, like the initiative that the NFA has taken for promoting grassroots football as well as women football. And we noticed that in the last football season that ended just last month, we noticed that the Nagaland football team participated in almost all the major football tournaments in the state, in the country. And then again, the investment in infrastructure was massive. The state government provided for futsal grounds in all the district headquarters, a full-size football ground in all the districts. And then we saw the Chumugidima football ground being completed in record time for the NSL.
Yes.
And other initiatives like the announcement of scholarship, NSL scholarship by the Honorable Chief Minister. And then again, initiatives like the state government willing to, sponsor the clubs from Nagaland who play in the ISL or the I-League. So the support that the state government, the initiative that the state government took. And there are so many more, but definitely NSL was the icing on top.
Yeah.
And NSL was the, was what...
It's a platform to the next level.
Yes,
so,
yes.
so NSL, so I just put it to point, like NSL is in the state level, so we have higher pyramids. So the ISL is the top pyramid level, then we have I-League 1, I-League 2, I-League 3. So the eventual winners, Barak FC, they'll be taking part in I-League 3 qualifiers.
Yeah.
So that'll be the national level. So like my fellow panelist said, the government is supporting them. They'll be funding them for the cost of the league. And that's a really good initiative because it's to play in a national level, the cost is very high and you have to sustain for the whole year. So it really helps the club to take to the next level. So
Yeah, so that's some of the initiatives and among many more things, initiatives that were taken. And the Nagaland Football Association, it's not the Nagaland Football Association winning it, but the Nagaland football community winning it. It's kudos to all the stakeholders, and we dedicate it to the people of Nagaland and the football lovers in Nagaland. Yeah. And we give credit to everybody involved. Yeah.
Thank you. So coming back to Sir Kivi again. So you also played, if I'm not wrong, you played for Barak FC like back in the days.
2016.
Yeah, 2016. Yes. And the recent NSL, you were in the technical team for Long Tarok, and the Long Tarok team and Barak FC got into finals, faced the finals together. And Barak FC took the first title of the NSL. So what was the energy like that in the final match as an opponent, and what what was the impact that has hold you?
One before like league with 3 matches खेली थी अभी हम
Yes.
I think 2 no
With Barak.
yeah
Yeah, third match.
yeah
was
first
the
league
final.
yeah
Yes,
first
yes.
league draw and then second
One
league
we defeated.
yeah I think second league we
Yes.
defeated by 1-0
Yeah,
something.
1-0. It was 1-0.
So like final खेला तमदे अमी खान ला side पर भी request करूँचे official खान के NSL I mean NSL खान के like at least players खान ला recovery time ना
Oh,
like
true.
कुम्बा match तो था ये like any 44 I mean like 44 hour
Oh,
like 45 something like hour ना recover को ले भी mon like Nagaland United खान ला semi खेला तमदे and then Barak Khan already like semi qualified in the final. Yeah, almost 5 to 6 days.
5 to 6 days. A week.
Recovery time. So Mon Baki de like semi final. Dimapur United to like one of the finest team ties and then the fittest player like. So Ami Khan ba like intense only beshi high kheli che Ami Khan tade ta. So Ami Khan la side par request at least 3 days for like 72 hours only be. Ami Khan ke delay kini ka only be tan already set kuri dise. So as a professional player, defeat kura to I don't want to take it.
Sure.
Like,
Of course.
so ekta fair thakle to ball thaise koi na. But then gone is gone na.
Yes, gone is
Bole
gone.
bhi koado at least like all professional way te at least high intensity match at least 72 hours. Ami khan ke time dile to mon bhi ki jane final will be more much like
More
ekta alag
intense,
thaigo
fun.
thaise competition na. But then like ton bhi sahi thaise match to starting of the match to Ami khan la players ka to like warm up te khatam ho jaise Ami khan. Starting coins na ups and downs thaiye even like khali long truck la ekla noi Dimapur United I mean something like NSL khan bhi ko nahi starting asi na lot to ups and downs thaiye to management khan la ki khan la ko ek bar karni to ekta hope pai na ase abhi han na to is
I think Long Talk as the newly formed club has done such an exceptional job, I would say, and especially when it comes to Barak FC. Barak FC is well known, for its years of dedication, the achievements in the football journey. So kudos to the Long Talk club, I would say.
I think Nagaland like club ekdam proper way de lui jana Barak bek ta si and then really appreciate for that Barak de na
And the consistency.
yeah ton
The consistency.
Aton like management de olebi ton involvement na bishi strong ase bishi bal dai to ami khan long truck be itu catch up kule try kure ase ton Barak lo de so
Next season, na?
next season that's all
So now Abni Nishna that like there has been ups and downs, and then he also requested to give the time to the players also so that they can recover and then come back and give a fair play. So I remember that like you said this in your interview as well, and then you often talk about the importance of mindset, to never give up. So and then believing in yourself. So how did you incorporate that into the recent NSL match for your club members?
coins na feel de thaga bishi easy ase de kheli thaga na bahar de team manage kora to pressure to alag ase aro coins na like mostly like one key player we have a key player like iman thaga ne kiana signing to edo transfer window khatam hoina sign korala ase players kan no to ami kan expect korala player pa na luckily we have a good young player so try korise ami kan bi fight back rule na okay topic ki taisle question do
How did you incorporate the mindset of never giving up to your players?
so koi coins na easy no young bacha khan ke leina tan ke mental change rule na
of course.
bishi tough thaise bole bi coins na mental training kan guru bole bi like ami kan also the professional kan pre-season to 3 months to 2 months thake to ami kan to pre-season lu thaka nai hardly one gathering 10 days maybe 10 12 days gathering group ne khela la ase to mindset by 1 week par to iko korna pabo aru fitness ko libi ami kan time nai lebi coins na josh aru ek the hope like ami khan la NSL aise de na ami khan ite ami khan la league ase do chalo ami khan dekhao lage na tana be bishi bal daise especially like itu platform rakhi thau ite aise to na so tan bi show gorse dekhai se time limited thagile bi so coins na age de bi koi dise এতিয়া NSL টো আৰু আগে যাই থাকিব আৰু এইটো ভাল হৈ থাকিব and then young player আৰু more Naga player খান in future the ISL India team তে যাবলৈ player খান থাকে কিনে মোৰ experience দিনা
Would anyone like to supplement his
Well,
your journey from NSL?
going back to the rest time.
Yeah.
Some clubs definitely got unlucky because some rescheduling happened because of unavoidable
Yes,
circumstances.
yes. The weather
floodlights
especially,
were so. Yeah, I think in that aspect your club was unlucky, but circumstantial.
Oh, yeah.
So may the luck favor you.
So if I'm not wrong, you were also involved in the NSL?
We were in the district level only. Just taking care of the ground, the ground stuff, the ground. So yeah. So
How is it? Yeah.
So I just
Yeah, please.
point. So NFA is the governing body of the state. So under that, all the districts come under the state. So every district takes responsibility of their own district association. So we were involved in the district level of the ground. So I didn't see much of the matches because we were all taking care of the ground also. So I was not very aware what's happening and all. So suddenly just pop out, see what's happening, and just go back. So yeah.
And someone scored in the field.
Yeah,
so-
suddenly you hear the noise, goal. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking about you being, being in the grassroots, the ground level. We have already talked about the player's point of view, the manager. How is it? How is the experience? Is it different? I mean, I'm sure it is very different from all the player sectors and then, the ground level. So what is it like managing in the football,
In
taking
the-
care of the ground
Okay.
section?
In association level
Yeah,
or
yeah.
association or ground level? Okay. I was not. Actually, we have our association president.
Okay.
So he was overall in charge.
Okay.
So he was taking care of most of the work. So we're just monitoring how things are going and all. But I cannot give the aspect because he was the main in charge. So he was monitoring all the work. Yeah. I mean, I think volunteers were more than 50. It was not easy. As I heard, 50 or 100. Just to manage such a event, you need a lot of dedicated people. So I think they were working from morning to night, like more than 10 hours. I think the matches were twice a week. No? Twice a week.
Twice a week.
Twice a week.
Yeah.
So these people are working from morning till evening, and they did a great job. I mean, I kudos to them.
Yeah.
So for me, I was just there, just moving around, small. So yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the association level or the at the ground level.
Yes, yes.
Well, again, the clubs were confined to taking care of the clubs, but the organizers again had to take care of a lot of technical things like we have to take care of the officials, the groundsmen,
Yes.
and then the media, stuff like that, and we had to balance everything because sometimes there were complaints about bad refereeing. Now we had to manage between the clubs and the players and the referees, and many issues came out. So it was a very good learning experience for all of us. Yeah.
Fact. Like I said, everything is a learning process for all of us. We learn, we unlearn things. So yeah. So now talking about the innovation also, as a common football ground level. What kind of innovation, maybe tech or training or partnerships, are all of you excited for the future of football here in Nagaland specifically?
So,
Cool.
I'll start.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, I think innovation or rather, adaptation of what people are doing. I think that is what we have to begin with. And first things first, the media and the broadcasting. That should be promoted more because with media, with broadcasting, we get the exposure.
Yes.
And with media, with broadcasting, we have the video analysis, which we mentioned about. And we also need to incorporate professionals in every field, in the media or in the strength and conditioning or coaches or even management. We need to bring in those experts. So not basically innovation, but incorporation of all those and professionalization of football affairs. So I think that is something I would like to look forward to, and and also again professionalizing our mindset. We have to move away from the traditional way of dealing with things in football, or on the field, off the field, managing things. So we have to move professionally ahead. Yeah.
So just wanted to say, it's people are still thinking it's the village style of football, but it's no more. We have to go professional.
True.
And my fellow panelist said, registration was done online.
Yeah.
If you don't register online, the players and even I think the tournament, no?
Even the matches.
Yeah, the matches. So you'll not be able to play. This thing was done. This thing is done for a long time, but we were not following.
Yes.
So that's why we were lacking behind. Nagaland was lacking behind from the other states. So now finally things are slowly coming up. So professionalism is coming up, and clubs are taking it seriously now. It takes time. It's not easy to adapt from this level to go to another level. So the gap is slowly getting smaller, but it'll take time. So
But we have to pick up the basics.
that's true.
That is it. So he's very satisfied with what the panelists answer.
Because we share the same.
The same perspectives from. So this question is for the people watching football outside Nagaland. It seems like the Nagaland football, has drastically risen, especially due to the recent NSL. So, but then not everyone really knows the behind the scenes journey. So would any one of you like to, just give a highlight or a sneak peek of what really the behind the scenes journey has been like for the people outside watching the football?
Maybe the best to give the answer because they were more involved
From a club level.
club level and administration.
First, movie Kilule Taishi, and then I was also preparing for NSL. Only coins na get exact Monday Tane, and then that be one pound. So, one pick the same on the brochure with them. So, I one of management group. I mean, I'm an honor like. So, one team first day proper date na mawa team panado, bisi confused like player kun get sign group, like सब से headache to suppose mon opera shop man sponsorship can be ठीक था इसे mon la management can be ठीक था and then team banao la situation ha dam dito ami bisi tuk paise first day na team kan do kun bado especially bara kan do bisi smart aise itu time dito tan do already they have a lot of 10-15 years experience on bara kan da and then tan parently can be man tan involvement भी करी नहीं था so tan already preparation to tan la do bal daise तो ami kan team players kan ami kan lagi था player kan तो bisi baru tan loi loise and then at the same time Nagaland football garni kuri ase tan kuri abi तो ami kan भी try kuri ase team bana to first तो mostly thankfully brosi or brom ida tumjing mo na tajing bisi things mo opportunity and then involvement kilo ekta paise gule dami mon academy kan be involved group parse so tan starting to kun be serious pina thagi na thakala players kan ase professional contract to ki ase na jine tan starting thaka to itu tan sponsorship kuri na american academy kan be involved almost tan 7-8 of them tan khelise tan mon academy kan be so coins na easy thaga na first to lebi first experience ase ami kan develop to duk pawo lagi itu is
I think, it was a crazy few weeks before the NSL began. For the clubs, for the organizers, for the, we behind the scene. So we had the NSL starting, the opening ceremony in a few days' time, and the roofs were being put up. But really, it's astonishing how they finished it in record time. And on the other hand, the clubs are running around to complete their documentation.
Yes.
And they have gotten the player for the club, but the player is not registered.
True.
The approval has not been made. The NOC has not been issued by the previous club. So it was crazy times for everybody involved, from the clubs to the players to the local management by the Chumugidima District FA and the Kohima District FA as well. And a technical aspect also, I think there was a lot of difficulties that was faced, and even with the introduction of the live scoreboard and the timer.
Oh yes.
It was also very interesting because it was the first time that was introduced, and there were so many technical glitches. So, but it was exciting. The drama and everything was
The
wonderful,
chaos,
exciting.
I think it's all such a crazy ride of experience, I think,
True.
for all of us.
And many of us, we're clueless also what to do also. But we had to start somewhere. So we're all trying to catch up. So I think it's a wonderful job from the clubs, every stakeholder involved. Yeah. So I think we're growing, and that is what we look forward. That is a positive we take from it. Yeah.
So, sir, coming to looking forward, what is next for the parent body, Nagaland Football Association? Any upcoming projects or events, also the expansion of NSL, or any fresh projects that's on the way?
Well, I think this new football season is flooded with activities as far as the Nagaland football is concerned. So yes, everyone wants to know when the
second season
Nagaland
is
Super League second season
officially
is starting.
starting.
So I'll start with that. So yes, we will have the Nagaland Super League second season hopefully by the end of this year, and we are hoping and working for more teams.
Yes.
So more matches, more excitement, and with more experience. So that is one thing I think everyone would like to know, and we are all looking forward to. And secondly, the National Football Championship for Junior Girls has been renamed as Dr. Tiao National Football Trophy last year in September by the All India Football Federation, and it's a wonderful recognition for. It's under 19, I think. So it's a wonderful recognition for the legend of the game, the first captain of Indian football way back in 1948. So it's finally he has been recognized at the national level, and there is a proposal for Nagaland to host it. So we are looking forward to it. We're working on it. We're discussing on it. So let's hope things get put in place. And another big announcement that the Honorable Chief Minister met during the NSL final was the International Gold Cup, the Chief Minister's Gold Cup. So it will not only be confined to local clubs, but local clubs, national clubs, and international clubs. So that is something big to look forward to. And another one, the closest is the Dr. Tiao 24th edition, which will be played in Kohima from 1st to 15 August. So the final will be played on Independence Day. So and this time we have 17 districts with the addition of Millery. So it's going to be another exciting activity. And football for schools by FIFA. So the first ball was handed over to School Education Department during the Nagaland Super League. So the advisor was given the first ball. So we will start rolling it out. So the projection of the Nagaland Football Association is to let football reach every district, every block, every village. And through football for schools, the association will be giving football to schools and coaches. So we want to, go into the grassroots, deep into the grassroots through this initiative as well. And I think apart from that, the futsal, the Apuyemi Football Club will be representing Nagaland in the National Futsal Championship. And I've forgotten, but there are lots of activities coming up. And we have a lot of, we are focusing on, again, women, promotion of women football. So, and then the NFA is also constituting 11 to 12 committees for specific aspects of the game, say the technical, the women football, futsal, the media. So we will be constituting the committees soon. So I think through that, I think every aspect of football will be touched appropriately. And that's all I can remember. But if I recall, it's a lot coming for Nagaland football. Yeah,
I think now the football fans are all going to go crazy with all those events lined up. And coming back to Sir Kivi and also Sir Yongsen, are you coming back again, your club, for the second season?
Yeah, we are preparing for that.
How about you? Are you in a touch of forming a new club, or maybe joining it?
We'll wait and see.
Let's be hopeful.
Yeah, all depends on investors.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Only time when investors can tell now. So, we have had such an insightful the roller coaster journeys of, your struggles, the challenges, also the solutions, and the hope, the light for the football field, the career evolving here in Nagaland. So, if you had to summarize the heart of Nagaland football in one sentence, what would it be? To begin you.
Dada first.
I'll give first to the senior most.
Senior most. Yeah. So yeah, I'm so glad you put the question this way,
Yes.
the heart of Nagaland football, because I see that we are looking at Nagaland football as a body, with each part of the body playing its role. So the heart of football definitely is the player, the footballers, but and the heart must beat, continue to beat. The heart must pump
Yes.
energy, and it must be fueled by all the other parts of the football body. And and along with the heart, this the officials, the technical people should also be continue to grow. We should have more referees. We should have more referee trainers. We should have more coaches, coach educators, and every aspect of the game must grow so that the heart is well fed. So the heart of Nagaland football is the footballers, and then let us not forget the influence that the others put on the body of football, like the investors, the football fans, the government, and everything around us. So it's a wholesome thing. So yeah.
I think everyone's important. Stakeholders, we have to give responsibility, because you can't expect one organization or just one club to do everything, because it's a collective effort. So, and now sports has become a prime source of income. I mean, in India, it's changing. I think there are a lot of corporate leagues now. Like, who thought Kabaddi League is going to be there?
Exactly.
And what else? Other sports are there. Hockey League is there, and Badminton League is there. I think Coco, if I'm missing, Coco is there.
Coco is also.
And Rugby League just started.
Yes.
I'm a fan of rugby, so I just was checking. So Rugby League also started. I think it's starting maybe in 2-3 days. So sports is growing in India. It's getting very, very cooperative, and plus people are also investing. I think 20 years down the line, 20 years back, I think it was only cricket. You could see only corporates putting money in cricket. Now we can see the sports is evolving. People are pouring money.
True.
So I think sports to grow, I think all sports have to grow. I mean, for sports to be a major source of income for players to take as a career, I feel all sports have to grow. You can't just expect only cricket to grow. Definitely cricket has a lot of money. It's independent. It can outsource everything. But overall, if you want to reach in the Olympics level, the medal tally, then it has to be an overall growth. So I think, like I said, all stakeholders are responsible, and we need everyone's help and to work together. So yeah.
Beautifully said.
Like, touching quality is it?
Right.
So agree is it? Like at the same time, I little sports lover got the bishes is there, me can naga kadna. But then, like the matha dura manu nai. Like ite coins nai. Luckily, mon ite NSL. True government body ba. Anilia NSL do. Itu to kiti bikotom na ho lagi. Itu alive thagle do. Sob Nagaland heartbeat to alive thagle.
True.
No, can itu leak na thagle na American heartbeat alive thagle. Opor matha dura man ba na kam na kurle do American jite ki go. And then there are lots of sports lover, manage kuro parala, team hall kuro parala, team ekta ke sao parala do ase. Bole bhi ekta start kuro bole la. Like itu obviously to government important ase. Tan involvement kuri dia. Itu cohesion itu continue jai thale to like. Itele esapte like previous year like first NSL khela la esapte jale do like after 5-6 years we never know like 5-6 of them like ki itu lekhine thagi itu NSL inga thale 5-6 years like kunma India call bhi pawo and then there will be like lots of flair for like playing ISL na ami kan leku na thaga tam without NSL moi ISL tak jaisi na it NSL ase kile jawon na pawo na itu koi des.
Thank you.
Just want to add one thing. So our club is a multi-sports club. We're just not focusing on football. So we're also getting involved in basketball and volleyball. So most probably, let's see if everything goes well, we're planning to start a basketball training session, coaching. So we have our members in the basketball association, so they're going to initiate. So we want to grow sports, just not in one sports, but probably like sports which people are interested. Because I think a lot of people love basketball as well.
Basketball,
So
football.
we want to like initiate in that as well. So let's see. We have to see what people have interest in. And one more point. In India, there's so many traditional sports, like I think kabaddi, kho-khos and all. And these sports, they don't get recognized in the international level. But you've seen there's a big boom right now in the pickleball.
Yeah, the pickleball.
It's an American sports. I mean, it's a mixture of badminton, tennis, and lawn tennis. So, American sports, when it comes to American sports, it just becomes an Olympic sports. So, like, I think there's too much influence of Western. I think we also need to promote like our own local sports as well, because any American sports becomes the Olympic sport, but the traditional sports like in Asia or anywhere, like I think sepak throw or whatever, sepak throw, these are very like well-known sports around Asia and all, but they don't become. So I feel like we should also promote the local sports as well.
Focusing on our
This is out of the topic,
Yeah.
not football, but like something
Yeah.
we should also.
Thank you so much for mentioning that. Also, yes, Sir Kivi, I'm really sorry. I should have asked this question. And in my introduction also, I've mentioned to you, like as the first I-League, the player who could go up to that level. And that you have mentioned, thank you so much. I do have a question particularly to that. So you became the first Naga player to score in the I-League. Can you describe that goal and what represented for you personally and also for aspiring players back home during the time and even now?
See, I-League, like my first I-League goal already I scored in this one against Chennai City. But then it officially then I made it. So maybe officially they are against Lajong. So like all the hard works, like more than like 7-8 years. State league can't kill it. I-League, but all the struggle, like 8-9 years struggle, brother. Just a split of 1 second goal, mara, bro. So relieved, like first goal, mara, like the blessing, and then like itu blessing, but it being at so like Well, we question itu punchwa karni the manu I-League te. Kumalu koi I-League khilisha isali kile khela nai. But then piche te manu to nasai na manu to age dekhi kure to sabole kure. So ups and down question the piche thaise. But being as a professional player or Nagaland born pa without league, without eco support, ami I-League jaise. And then after that, Mandu Nazdeni after a long Ajikala generation that under 23 came out of that no, and then after that NSL ISL the contract by so unluckily I mean the team bangi and then come back and then I went to the Gogulam there opposition maybe coincident lockdown Indian football there stick qualities mental be strong so guidance be important so luckily the Ajikala generation guidance people look over be cooperation kunma bachan ami look over be kuri thagi ami ge sai na learn kurna ami bara ge jawle kurumi no ekta platform diye ase ton itu dimag te rakhibo lagi ton na to ami khala time te to kun ge bi sai na jawle nai like ite to NSL be ase ite to hope people ase initiative bishi loi dia ase mostly like our government side government no.
Well, thank you. I really want to, go on with the discussions, the conversations here, but as said, we have to come to an end. And thank you all so much once again for your time. So before we wrap up this discussion, I want each one of you to leave a message for the young sports athletes from Nagaland, for Nagaland.
Young player garni ko si NSL aro ha si NSL eklo noi under 17 support bi hai wo under 14 bi hai si coins na football do ide to ami khan start hoisi nale football bi ide to alag state land dia isi matlab ami khan bi competitive la area re isi to apni khan ge message ekta dio mon thaga to youngster khan ge every time fit rakhibi with discipline with mental strong manu pare sile apni khan kile na parbo apni khan parbo to na the mental rakhibi aro cohesion discipline Aro kumba senior player khan ke Nagaland player senior khan ke ko. NSL first NSL khilise like American Naga government ba American ke football support football permission American ke platform diye American Naga player khan ke proof kuri ne bahar jabo di bole bahar de khele bole to ton bahar de khela khan NSL khelo gari na habi apni khan bi kunba la face you know ton bacha khan to khan ke sai ge learn kuri ase ton ke sai ge ton ke idol mani ton ke look over kuri ase ton ba ite ai ge kheli jane bacha next future khan ki ni hobo patient lage বার্থডে খেললে তো পেশেন্ট থাকিব লাগে আৰু এই পেশেন্ট করলে তো ওভারকাম করব পারবো না তো মইলা মেসেজ ইটো আছে বার্থডে খেললে খান তো পারাতাক এনএসএল সাগেন সিজন আহিলে না করবি বার্থডে খেলবি আৰু ইতেলা প্লেয়ার খান এনএসএল লা প্লেয়ার খান তো আৰু ওপাস যাবলে বার্থডে যাবলে করবি ইটো মেসেজ দিয়ে মেকন
I think our fellow panelists Kivi said most of the things. I'll just say in general because sports. Yeah. So I think I would encourage young kids to take up sports. Not just on hobby, maybe it can be a professional level because now I've mentioned before you can be a career part. Sports is very technical plus it's a short career, so I feel they should be dedicated, persistent, humble, and also follow your dreams. And because if you don't follow your dreams, you don't give your full heart. It's very difficult because, like Kivi has mentioned, it's not an easy path. It looks good and it looks definitely good on the social media and all, but when you actually go in the field, it's very difficult. So I would say work hard, give your best. So that's all.
Okay, one message I want to give the young footballers, or rather athletes, young athletes, is to dare to dream. Because you need to dare to dream first, and then you have to stay consistent and begin early so that there is sufficient chance to come back again even if you fail. And most importantly, seize every opportunity that you get. Don't wait for somebody to bring opportunity to you. Go grab it because opportunities are all around you. So, and I would also like to encourage not just the young people but the football community to support each other, be it the associations or the clubs or football fans, investors. We are all part of the big football family and we are growing together. So support each other, encourage each other, correct each other. Let's grow together and let's make Nagaland football bigger and brighter and more colorful. And let's also dare to dream to see Nagaland football growing to higher echelons. Yeah.
What a wonderful message. Thank you so much. And I really hope that, through this special episode could be a change, could be the voice of hope for the audience back home, whoever is watching, wherever you are. What a dynamic and powerful session we've had. From Sir Kivi's raw personal journey as an athlete to Sir Yongsen's and Sir Chenonlo's insight into how structured leadership and leagues like the NSL are also changing the game. It's clear that Nagaland sport is not just growing, it's evolving. We have heard about challenges from limited sponsorships to infrastructural gaps, but we've also heard about resilience, innovation, and community power. Whether it's building academics, launching leagues, or pushing for professional standards, our panelists are proving that sports in Nagaland is not a side story. It is a rising movement. And before we wrap up our episode today, shout out to Nagaland Coffee for allowing us such a beautiful space. And also, I would like to give a shout out to Mem Ason, Sir Kivi's wife, for being the backbone, the co-founder of our School of Football Nagaland, who is also playing such an important role for the students. So, once again, thank you all so much. Until next time.